One morning, as the mist rose from the forest, I sat quietly by the river, lost in thought. The gentle rustle of leaves filled the air, mingling with the soft murmur of flowing water. Suddenly, footsteps approached, light yet deliberate, and I turned to see the Buddha himself. His serene expression brought an inexplicable calm, as though the very earth settled in his presence. "Why do you sit here alone? Troubled by unseen burdens?" the Buddha asked, his voice a soothing melody. I hesitated, unsure if I could share my turmoil with this enlightened being. But his gaze, steady and compassionate, seemed to invite honesty without judgment. "Master," I began, my voice faltering, "I feel lost within myself, torn between who I am and who I should be." The words, once spoken, felt heavier, as though they had gained substance when released into the world. The Buddha nodded, his expression unchanging, and settled beside me, folding his legs with fluid grace. He gazed at the river, its surface rippling gently in the morning light. "Have you observed how the river flows, unhesitant and free?" he asked, his words carrying both simplicity and depth. I nodded, unsure where his question would lead, but eager to understand his wisdom. "The river does not question its course," he continued. "Nor does it compare itself to the mountain or the sky." His words painted an image in my mind, vivid and poignant, as though they unveiled truths I had always known but never acknowledged. I looked at him, my confusion evident. "But Master, the river has no choice. It flows because it must. How can I live as freely?" The Buddha smiled gently, as though amused by the intricacy of human thought. "Freedom is not the absence of choice," he said, "but the courage to embrace one's true nature without fear." The weight of his words settled over me, sinking into the recesses of my mind, igniting questions I could not yet articulate. He picked up a smooth stone from the riverbank, holding it in his open palm. "This stone does not wish to be a tree, nor does it envy the fish that swims," he said. "It simply is, fulfilling its purpose by being true to its nature." "But Master," I protested, "unlike the stone, I face expectations, judgments, and the ever-present gaze of others." The Buddha placed the stone back gently, as though returning it to its rightful place in the universe. "These burdens you speak of," he said, "are not placed by others but created within the mind, like shadows in the dark." His eyes met mine, unwavering and kind. "Do you recall how you learned to walk, unsteadily and with many falls?" I nodded, the memory of my childhood faint but familiar. "Yes, Master, but what has that to do with my struggles now?" He chuckled softly, his laughter light and unburdened. "Did you concern yourself with how others viewed your steps then?" he asked, his question both simple and profound. I shook my head, the realization dawning but incomplete. "You walked because it was your nature to do so," he said, "not to meet expectations or earn approval." His words pierced through the layers of doubt and insecurity I carried, illuminating a path I had not considered. "But Master," I said, my voice tinged with desperation, "how do I begin to shed these layers and find my true self?" The Buddha closed his eyes briefly, as though gathering the vastness of his wisdom into words I could grasp. "Begin by observing," he said, "not others, but yourself. In stillness, listen to the voice that whispers beneath the noise." His words were a call to introspection, an invitation to delve into the depths of my being. He motioned toward the river again. "Just as the river reflects the sky when still, so too will your heart reveal its truth in quietness." The imagery of his words lingered, vivid and alive, urging me to seek the stillness he described. "But Master," I asked, "what if the reflection is distorted, clouded by fear and doubt?" His gaze softened, his presence a balm to my restless spirit. "Distortions are but ripples, temporary and fleeting," he said. "Have patience, and the water will settle." revealing its clarity. His wisdom was both profound and accessible. Like a key to a door I had not dared to open, I felt the tension within me begin to ease. Though the questions remained, their edges softened by his guidance. Master, I said, what if the world does not accept the truth I find within myself? The world may not always understand, he said, but it is not the world you must seek to please. His words carried a weight that both comforted and challenged me, urging me to reconsider the foundations of my fears. Peace comes not from being accepted, he continued, but from living authentically, unshackled by the need for validation. The truth of his words resonated, echoing through the chambers of my heart like a bell's gentle toll. As the sun climbed higher, casting its golden light upon the earth, I felt a shift within me. The burdens I carried, though not vanished, seemed lighter, as though their hold had loosened. The Buddha stood, his presence still radiating the calm strength of a mountain. Walk your path with courage and gentleness, he said, his voice a soothing melody. And remember, the truth within you is its own light. With those parting words, he turned and walked away, his steps as light as a whisper on the wind. In the quiet of the forest, the Buddha continued his meditation, a beacon of light for all who sought the truth. Another day, another lesson unfolded under the great Bodhi tree, where the Buddha rested amidst the hum of nature. Another day, beneath the vast shade of a Bodhi tree, I sat among the disciples, pondering my own worth. Birds chirped above us, their melodies weaving into the quiet rhythm of the afternoon. I tried to focus on their beauty, yet my heart ached with thoughts of inadequacy. Suddenly, the Buddha appeared, his movements as calm as flowing water. He observed the disciples in silence, then turned his gaze to me. You seem troubled, he said softly, his words breaking through my storm of thoughts. I hesitated but met his compassionate eyes, feeling a glimmer of hope in his presence. Master, I began hesitantly. I feel unworthy, like a shadow that fades before the brightness of others. My voice trembled as I spoke. The Buddha smiled, his expression filled with understanding and an unspoken reassurance. Come with me, he said gently. Extending his hand toward the forest, we walked until we reached a serene lake, its surface as smooth as polished glass. The Buddha knelt beside the water and motioned for me to do the same. I mirrored his movements, unsure of what lesson awaited me. Look into the water, he instructed, his voice steady yet kind. I leaned forward, seeing my reflection ripple faintly in the clear lake. What do you see? The Buddha asked, his eyes on the water. I see myself, Master, I answered, though the image felt distant, almost foreign. Now touch the surface, he said, his gaze unwavering. I reached out and placed my hand lightly on the water, creating ripples that distorted my reflection. What do you see now? He asked, his tone patient. Only fragments, I replied, watching the broken image struggle to reform. The Buddha smiled softly, his presence as calming as the gentle breeze. This is how the mind often perceives the self, he said, his words resonating deeply, distorted by fear and doubt. It cannot see clearly. I listened intently, his wisdom sinking into the depths of my confusion. Yet beneath the ripples, he continued, the water remains unchanged, holding the truth of your reflection. I turned to him, seeking clarity. How can I see beyond the distortions? Master? I asked, my voice carrying both desperation and hope. The Buddha closed his eyes briefly, his stillness a lesson in itself. Still the waters of your mind, he said. Through patience and quiet observation, he gestured toward the lake, its ripples already settling into stillness. Just as the water calms, so too can your mind find clarity, he explained. I felt a sense of possibility take root within me, though uncertainty lingered. But Master, I said, what if I do not like the truth I uncover? The Buddha's gaze softened, and he placed a hand lightly on my shoulder. Truth is neither good nor bad, he said. It simply is. Acceptance is the beginning of peace. His words carried a profound weight, yet their simplicity made them accessible, like a key to a hidden door. I nodded, though the path ahead seemed daunting. Master, I asked, what if others do not accept the truth I find within myself? The Buddha turned his gaze to the lake, his reflection shimmering faintly on its surface. The lotus rises from the mud, he said, unconcerned by the opinions of the reeds and fish. His metaphor painted a vivid picture in my mind, its meaning both clear and inspiring. Your worth is not diminished by the misunderstandings of others, he continued, his voice unwavering. It is defined by the truth you embody. The enormity of his words settled over me, their wisdom like a soft rain nourishing dry soil. Master, I whispered, how do I begin to accept myself? Imperfections and all? The Buddha reached down and picked up a fallen leaf. Its edges curled and its surface marred by time. This leaf, though imperfect, plays its part in the cycle of life, he said. Holding it gently, it feeds the earth, nourishes the tree, and returns to the soil, he explained. Its value lies not in its perfection, but in its existence. His words were a balm to my restless thoughts, offering a new perspective on the nature of worth. So too, he added, does your existence hold value beyond measure? Imperfections and all. I felt tears well in my eyes, not from sadness but from a sense of release, as though chains had been broken. The Buddha placed the leaf back onto the ground, his movements deliberate and respectful. Embrace yourself as you would a child learning to walk, he said, with kindness and patience, as the sun dipped lower in the sky, casting a golden light over the lake. I felt a shift within me. The burdens I carried, though not entirely gone, seemed lighter, as if their weight had been shared with the earth. The Buddha stood, his presence radiating an unshakable calm. Walk with your heart open and your mind still, he said, his voice a melody of wisdom and encouragement. In time, you will see the truth within as clearly as you see the stars above. With those parting words, he turned and began walking back toward the Bodhi tree. I remained by the lake, the quiet water now a mirror reflecting not just my image but also my possibilities. The Buddha's teachings lingered in the air, their essence a guide as I began the journey to acceptance and inner peace. Another day. As the rain fell softly over the fields, I walked quietly, lost in thoughts of seeking approval from others. The weight of striving for acceptance felt heavier than the clouds above, pressing down on my spirit. I reached the village and found the Buddha seated beneath a simple shelter, watching the rain with quiet wonder. He turned his gaze to me, his expression calm yet attentive. You seem burdened by something unseen, he said gently. I hesitated, unsure if I should speak, but his presence encouraged honesty without fear. Master, I began, my voice trembling. I find myself chasing the approval of others, yet my heart feels empty. The Buddha nodded, his understanding as steady as the rhythm of the rain. Sit with me, he said, motioning to the space beside him. I sat, feeling the coolness of the earth beneath me. As the rain continued its gentle descent, the Buddha gestured toward a lamp nearby, its flame flickering faintly in the damp air. This lamp shines, needing neither permission nor praise to fulfill its purpose, he said. It illuminates simply by being itself. His words carried a simple yet profound truth, piercing through the layers of doubt I carried. But Master, I said, my voice laden with uncertainty, how do I nurture my own light when I fear it will not be enough? The Buddha picked up the lamp, shielding its flame from the rain. Your light does not seek to be greater than others, he said. It simply seeks to shine. He placed the lamp back down gently, its flame steady despite the dampness surrounding it. Peace comes not from comparison but from tending to the truth within you, he added. I looked at the flame, its quiet radiance captivating in its simplicity. Master, I asked, what if my light is too dim to be noticed by others? His gaze softened, and he turned his attention to the rain falling steadily. The rain does not seek to be noticed, he said. Yet it nourishes the earth by simply being. His metaphor painted a vivid image in my mind, both comforting and inspiring. Your worth is not diminished by the absence of recognition, he continued, but is defined by the authenticity you embody. His words resonated deeply, their wisdom settling into my heart like seeds ready to grow. Master, I said, how do I begin to nurture this inner flame, especially when it feels weak and uncertain? The Buddha reached out and took a fallen branch, holding it lightly in his hands. This branch may appear broken, he said, but its wood can still fuel the fire, creating warmth and light. His explanation carried a profound weight, yet its simplicity made it accessible, like a guide to an unexplored path. So too, he added, does your spirit, even when wounded, hold the potential to illuminate the world around you. The enormity of his words settled over me, their truth both challenging and comforting. Master, I whispered, how do I protect this light when the winds of doubt threaten to extinguish it? The Buddha smiled gently, his presence as reassuring as the steady rain. Shelter it with love, he said, not from others, but from within yourself. He gestured toward the lamp, its flame dancing softly. Tend to your light with care and patience, he explained, and it will withstand even the strongest winds. His guidance offered a sense of possibility, though the path ahead seemed both daunting and inspiring, as the rain slowed, casting a shimmering glow over the earth. I felt a shift within me. The burdens of seeking approval, though not entirely gone, seemed lighter, as though their weight had been shared with the rain-soaked soil. The Buddha stood, his movements deliberate yet graceful. Walk your path with integrity and love, he said, his voice a melody of wisdom and encouragement. In living authentically, you become your own source of peace. With those parting words, he turned and began walking toward the village, his steps as gentle as the falling rain. I remained beneath the shelter, the sound of the rain now a song of renewal and possibility. The Buddha's teachings lingered in the air, their essence a guide as I began the journey to nurture my inner flame. Thank you for watching. Buddha's teachings are always with you. Subscribe to our channel and we will see you in the next video.